Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. All right, man, check this out. All right, so it appears that Bud versus Manny Pacquiao is pretty much came to a halt. Just like it appears that Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua is all but dead. Look like Tyson Fury is going to have to fight Deontay Wilder again. And basically all this stuff has just been a distraction and been capped. Now, I'm going to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth about the whole Terrence Crawford, Manny Pacquiao situation from my perspective. And I'm going to just keep it 100. And, for real, they're going to be people that ain't going to like what I have to say in this video. But at the end of the day, take it however you want. I'm just gonna keep it real, because at the end of the day, I'm not worried about nobody. I'm not worried about people banning me. I'm not worried about none of that shit. I ain't worried about no sneak diss videos. I'm not worried about people being mad at me. But I'm gonna say what I have to say, and I'm gonna give my honest opinion, and that's just real talk. Now, let's begin. So, it appears that the Terrence Crawford versus Manny Pacquiao pipe dream fight is probably down the drain. Because according to Bob Arum, according to people that I talked to, now they seem to be a discrepancy about who signed what and what was signed. Now, Bob Arum says that both men signed their contracts in principle. And the people that were supposed to put together the fight could not provide proof of funds. They gave them a deadline to provide proof of funds, and basically they could not provide proof of funds. Then, there was also a discrepancy about how much money was actually going to go to Terrence Crawford versus Manny Pacquiao. And also, Terrence Crawford felt like he should have got more money. Now, here's the thing. Terrence Crawford believes in himself, and that's cool. Because I'm going to get to all these double standards. Because I'm going to address all that shit. Like I told y'all, I don't work for nobody. And nobody tells me what to say on my channel. And that's just the honest to God truth. I don't follow nobody's script. If I'm the odd man out, then so be it. But I'm going to tell my truth. So, with that being said, once again, they couldn't come up with the money. Just like they don't seem to be able to find this mysterious $150 million that's supposed to be split between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. And now all you got going on now, ladies and gentlemen, is a whole bunch of damn finger pointing. It's his fault. Oh, no, it's his fault. So, and that's what we've been having basically the last few years. And it is just so much the whole Bud thing. It's just boxing in general. Like I said, it's a damn shame where you got people worshiping some useless ass YouTuber and fake Paul. Like this dude did fought like monsters and killers and all this shit. This dude did fought 3 nobodies. Well, I'm not gonna say nobodies. He fought a basketball player that he knew didn't have no boxing experience, and that was smaller than him, shorter than him. He fought another nobody, and then he fought a MMA fighter that got knocked out in 1 second by Jordan Masvidal. And then he gets challenged to a real fight in the cage by Daniel Cormier, somebody that's his same size. Then all of a sudden he talk about, I want to fight Nate Diaz. But then you got people, and then you got real boxers asking, can they fight on his undercard, man? So this just goes to show you that boxing is in a dark place. Like I told you, it's in the toilet and it's ready to be flushed. Okay? Now, as far as the Bud versus Manny Pacquiao fight not happening, well, I'm going to tell you the truth. A lot of people didn't want it to happen. I keep telling y'all, man, you got more black people that hate Bud than non-blacks. But like I said, we all know where this started. We all know where all this started from. You know? The thing is, people don't want Bud to fight Errol Spence anyway. They don't want him to have no type of leg up on Errol Spence, because at the end of the day, they really don't want the fight to happen because they think he's the biggest threat to Errol Spence, where I want the fight to happen just because I want to see it happen. And everybody keep talking this shit about, well, Bud need to go to the PBC. Why did he have to go? Once again, why do he have to go to the PBC to get a fight made? I mean, he's been frozen out. It's certain factors that I'll put out there that's just been ignored. But that's okay, though. I'm going to continue to put that out there. Oh, yeah. And one more thing. To that bitch nigga that came on my channel talking about I should just ask for a job with Top Rank, dude, eat a dick. Okay? For real. Bitch ass nigga. Pussy ass nigga. But now, I'm going to get to Bob Arum in a second. But at the end of the day, people really don't want that fight to happen. They don't want the fight to happen because they have tried to downplay every fight that Bud has had. It doesn't matter who he fights, people will downplay it. They asked him to fight Kell Brook, he fought Kell Brook, blew Kell Brook out. Then they was talking about he's washed up. They were saying, well, he should get the Manny Pacquiao fight when it looked like he was real close to getting the fight. Oh, Manny Pacquiao's old. He's 42 years. But then when they thought Errol Spence might get the Pacquiao fight, then they changed the narrative. Oh, well, see, this is good. And then, you know, for Errol Spence's resume, I mean, it's just like, for real, it's just, it's kind of, you know, I don't know, just kind of weird. But like I said, that's why I keep telling y'all, don't fall for these dudes that be talking that black shit. Because at the end of the day, if they really was on that tip, they would care about what happens with a black dude. Now, at the end of the day, now I know some clown gonna come on here and say, oh, well, Bud should have re-signed with Top Rank. Okay, well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Would you have signed with a TV program when you came to support a fighter that was with the PBC and Deontay Wilder? They showed Triple G on the Jumbotron, but didn't show you on the Jumbotron, and then they tried to act like your belt didn't exist. So nobody wants to talk about the disrespect that was shown towards Bud, though. Like I said, I don't give a fuck about him not doing no interviews, because to me, is BS. They had something negative to say about the man before he even started. I mean, for real. They was always rooting against the dude. They always was rooting against the dude. They always had something negative to say about the dude. They was saying this shit about him when he was, you know, fighting at a lower weight class before he moved up to 147. These dudes don't really want that fight to happen. Now let me get this straight. They were sitting up there saying that Bob Arum was trying to lowball Sean Porter, right? But then these were the same people that, now let me point out the hypocrisy. You'll get people making videos. Oh, well dang, he willing to take 80-20 for Manny Pacquiao, but he won't take 80-20 for why the fuck would he do that? Errol Spence ain't no fucking pay-per-view star, and he didn't sell no 300,000 pay-per-views. He was barely touching 185, 200,000. He didn't. None of his pay-per-views sold 300,000. Them numbers has been inflated, and like I said, ask me, do I care if somebody get mad? I'm just telling the truth. I know exactly what his numbers is or close to it. But people want to enhance his number because they want, you know, they want to stay in good with the PBC and all that kind of shit, and that's what a lot of people been doing. Look, I don't need the PBC's credentials. I don't need Top Rank's credentials. If I apply, either they're going to give it to me or not. But I'm not going to sit up there and be kissing up to none of them. But for real, this is what's been going on. They don't want that fight to happen. They really do not want Bud and Errol Spence. They want Bud to... They just don't want him to have that fight. Now, here's the thing. Let me show you some more hypocrisy. For real. Now that Bud decided that, hey, he know his worth, and said, okay, well, I'm not going to let Manny get like 80-20 when it could at least be, you know, it could be 70-30. Because I'm the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the planet. And Manny Pacquiao's pay-per-view numbers have declined. Yeah, he's done 1 million pay-per-views, but he's, you know, his pay-per-view numbers have declined. And not to mention, he's not in the top 10 pound-for-pound on many people's list. And that's just fact. So his stature has went down a lot. I know he is the bigger name. But here go the thing. Now that it appears that Errol Spence turned down Pacquiao, oh, it's a good thing. He tried to get... You see how people like make it up as they go along to change the narrative? But if Bud turns it down, he duck it. He really didn't want to fight. But he want, you know, and that's where we are in boxing. Now, one thing about me, I've always had the same stance that I've had. I've always talked the way I talk since I've been doing YouTube. Now, let me get to Bob Arum. At the end of the day, whatever has happened with Terrence Crawford, no matter who you believe, you got to keep it 100. Bob Arum is failing Terrence Crawford tremendously. Even though it's some resistance on the other side, because I know for a fact that Al Heyman refuses, for the most part, to let his big names go over and fight on another card, on another promotional card. I know that to be fact. Yeah, they'll give him Josito Lopez. Yeah, of course. But will they give somebody like Sean? Will they give Danny Garcia? Because keep in mind, like I said, once again, people keep ignoring the fact that Danny Garcia was offered $3 million to fight Terrence Crawford 2 years ago. He said no. He took less money to fight Adrian Granados. And like I said before, I understand that Al have an issue with Bob Arum because he feels Bob Arum has, you know, whiteballed him. That he got him kicked off of HBO. But at the end of the day, it's no need to punish Bud. But I'm telling the truth. Because I'm finna for real. Because Bob Arum, he's, whether people like it or not, and I'm not no Top Rank apologist, I'm not a Bud apologist, I'm just telling the truth. I fuck with Bud, I fuck with Bomac, I fuck with his team. But in the public eye, it has looked like Bob Arum has continued to fail Bud as a fighter. Because whatever the case may be, he can't land Bud the fights that he needs to solidify himself as an all-time great, a legend, and a Hall of Famer, a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think Bud will get into the Hall of Fame because he's been undisputed. That's something that a lot of people haven't done in their lifetime. He was undisputed at a lower weight class. But the sad part about this shit, and that bothers me, a lot of people are gloating about this shit that's happening to Bud. I'm not. Because like I said, I was the only one that called the PBC out for not acknowledging that Bud, you know, was at that fight, not showing him on the Jumbotron at Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder 1. And that pissed me off, and that kind of made me raise my eyes. Not one eye, but both my eyes, like, okay, what's going on? And then they didn't even acknowledge him. And then, like I said, you had a lot of people that's happy about that shit. So if you Bud, you think, well, what if I do go to the PBC? I still may get frozen out. So it's not that he's guaranteed. But yeah, Bob Arum has failed Terrence Crawford. He said that he wouldn't make the same mistake with Bud that he's made with Floyd Mayweather. Well, it appears that he's made that mistake. And continues to make that mistake. Because like I said, Bud should be a superstar. But he isn't. He should be a household name. And that's real. Because you got to understand something. Boxing is also about name status. They have put a lot of hype behind the PBC machine. So it looks like these fighters are at a higher caliber than what they really are. You know, Bud is an undefeated fighter. Danny Garcia got 3 losses. If I'm not mistaken, 3 or 4 losses. You can make an argument that he should have like 5 or 6. I'm just saying. The hype machine behind the PBC is great because they do know how to promote their fighters. But you have to admit, Top Rank has not did a good job at promoting Bud and trying to sell him as a superstar, which they could have, because the way Bud fights, he entertains fans. And like I said before, I'm keeping it a buck. I'm really keeping it a buck because the truth needed to get said in this video. I am keeping it a buck. They have not done a good job at promoting Terrence Crawford, Top Rank, that is. They haven't. And that's just fact. That's just fact. They haven't done a good job of trying to secure him the best fights out there. But like I said, once again, if you got a person that won't really make a fight and won't give you their best fighters, because that's what's going on. And it's not just Top Rank versus PBC or Golden Boy and all that. All of them doing that stuff because they afraid that if this person loses, then it's the end. Which it isn't. Like I said, Terrence Crawford should be a superstar. He got ABC/ESPN, Disney backing him up. They should be trying to put Bud on TV shows, get him guest appearances on TV shows. He should be at least on ESPN every other month. Or at least once a month. They should have him at football games. But they don't. And see, the thing is, they tried to force Lomachenko down our throats. And most of us believe that Lomachenko wasn't as good as they said he was. Or at least as ESPN tried to tell us. Then Lomachenko loses to Teofimo Lopez. And then it's like, okay, now what? Lomachenko has 2 losses in 16 fights. 2. So how does that make you the best fighter on the planet? Where you got guys that got 30 fights under their belt without a loss. Or people didn't lose their first fight to their 25th fight. This man lost his second professional fight. So I'm just saying, they should have been focusing on Bud more than Lomachenko, because one, Bud is American, he more viable, he speaks English. Lomachenko don't speak English that good, and I already know why they thought people would. Now there were some people that jumped on the Lomachenko hype train. I wasn't. I never was that impressed with Lomachenko, and I saw so many flaws in Lomachenko's game. And I said on several videos how you beat Lomachenko. And Teofimo Lopez must have watched a couple of my videos, because that's what he did to beat Lomachenko. He did exactly what I said on several videos how to beat Lomachenko. And then when Lomachenko lost, people act like all was lost. Well, you know, here's the thing. So now you hearing, getting back to Bud, that Bud ain't gonna return till September. And Bob Arum said, well, you know, we're gonna go outside the box, and more than likely he's gonna fight somebody that's not a top-ranked fighter. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna talk about that in the next video, who are basically, to me, the only options out there for Terrence Crawford. Because like I said before, people are gloating. But like I said, that's why I keep telling you, these niggas that be talking that black shit, they full of shit. Talking that black and proud shit, like I said, it ain't got nothing to do with him being with Top Rank. They just see him as a threat to Errol Spence. And they just don't want that fight to happen. Like I said, anybody that think Errol Spence would blow through Bud, you sadly mistaken. And you don't know shit about boxing. Styles make fights. So I'm just saying, Errol Spence style and Bud style make for a great fight, possibly a legendary fight. You know, a trilogy based off their fighting styles. But people don't want to see it. And like I said before, it's not the end of the world if Bud loses. Not the end of the world if Errol Spence loses. But for real, what you're going to have is, due to the fact that a lot of these fighters really don't want to take risk anymore, you just finna have a whole bunch of that shit that's about to happen. So, like I said before, it's terrible what's going on. It really is. It's just terrible. Or as Charles Barkley would say, terrible. But yeah, for real, don't listen to that bullshit about, oh, we just rooting against Bud because he with Top Rank. But I thought he a black man. You can't dispute the facts that I came with. Like I said, objective boxing fans gonna understand what I'm saying, but the nut huggers, they ain't. Like I said, you could disagree with me, but for real, if you say something slick in the comment section, I'ma just block your stupid ass. Cause I'm just keeping it a buck. This shit gotta be said. Don't listen to this shit that, oh, well, we just want to bet. No, they don't. These niggas been rooting for Bud, rooting against Bud when he was at 140. They don't want the best for him. They want him to fail. You notice that they talk down. These are black people that talk down every fight that he has. They bitch and whine about every fight that he has. But like I said, these were the same people that told him to go fight Kell Brook. And I promise you, if he get the Sean Porter fight, they gonna downplay that. If he gets the Ortiz fight, they gonna downplay that. If he gets the Josh Taylor fight, oh, Josh Taylor. Well, Josh Taylor was a lightweight who's moved up the weight. Bud was a lightweight. I'm already telling you the pre-excuses they gonna make, because what it is, it's more about people hating Bud than, you know, respecting what he does. Like I said, a lot of niggas is gloating and happy about what's going on with Bud and making fun of him and shit. But we all supposed to be, you know, black fist, power to the people. Okay. No, we not. I mean, I am. I can't speak for a lot of other people, and y'all really need to look at these channels. You can just tell that a lot of these people are rooting against Bud and they gloating. I don't get down like that. I want the best for Bud. I want the best for any black fighter, because I'm a black man. You complain, like I said, you complain about Bud taking 80-20 with Manny Pacquiao, but when he decides, well, maybe I should get more, now you bitching about that. Because you thought he should take 80-20 with Errol Spence. Okay. Just like I said, man, I'm just getting tired of this. I'm getting tired of boxing as a whole, because maybe I'm just gonna start covering, you know, Major League Baseball, getting back to covering Major League Baseball, covering basketball on a regular basis, and then, you know, might as well go back to covering the NFL on a full-time basis, because God knows you can't get the fights that you want. So, I mean, it is what it is. Thanks for tapping in. This your boy Town Biz. I'm out.